welcome to Stationery by Justine. I'm Justine. I am a wife, I am a kindergarten teacher, an Etsy seller, and a crafter. And this channel is meant to inspire you to create. If you like what you see, please go ahead and like the video and subscribe for future videos. I'm also a Spellbinders influencer, so all products from them are free to me, and the opinions that I state in my videos are my own. If you are interested in what I am showing, there are links in the description below this video, as well as a link to my Etsy shop. Today I'm going to show you 10 cards from the 2021 card kit of the month from June. And I know that it is 2022 now, but I did purchase this back in June of last year, and now it is back on their website in the clearance area. And I picked it up again because I made so many cards with it the first time that I wanted to grab it again and make some more cards. And with this card kit, this time around, I made 44 cards in total. And most of them were birthday cards because the cards seem to be more of like the happy-go-lucky birthday themed. But some of them are, congratulations or thinking of you. So definitely things that I typically send out cards for anyway. Here I am going ahead and finishing off this first card. One of the things that I liked about this kit is it comes with those rectangles that have the rounded edges. And they are perfect for quick cards because they typically have a sentiment and some kind of design on them. So you can almost choose any pattern paper that comes with the kit and put it down, and you can add an embellishment, but you don't have to. And on this next card, I used a lot of ephemera and kind of made a little collage card. So I first started with some darker cardstock, and I used some pattern paper from the kit and a little scrap piece of pattern paper that has the sunshines on it, and the little frame. And since the frame kind of reminded me of a Polaroid, I added the camera and the little chipboard piece that has the sentiment on it, just to kind of make this a girly, playful card. So usually when I do collage cards, I kind of set things down as I envision them and go ahead and start gluing. And if something doesn't quite work, like this camera didn't quite work for me in the front, I'll just stick it in the inside because I do think it goes with the elements that are on the card. It just might not make it on the front of the card. I do save some of my scrap pieces of pattern paper because, as you can see on this card, I added it behind the blue frame, but you don't have to save every scrap. It kind of is impossible to save everything, but you can add it to different cards. You can use it like I am here on this card, that orange piece. You could add it to the inside of a card. You could add it to the envelope that you're sending the card with. Really, you could use it for anything. Or you could make a bookmark. I don't know. There's a lot of things you can do with scrap paper, but I tend to save things if I like it, but I don't hoard it. So if it's just a small little piece, I usually don't save it. And when I do card kits, I typically take the entire piece of pattern paper pack completely apart first. That's one of my first things that I do, just because I am not going to store little pattern paper blocks all over my craft area. I don't have the space, and I want to use the most out of the card kit, so I always take it apart. I know, call me crazy, but it's what I do. And I really liked this pattern paper with ice cream cones that I'm using here. I thought it was really neat, and I'm going to build a scene on this card using some of the buildings. And the buildings, some of them are ephemera pieces, and some of them are chipboard pieces. I'm so used to saying chipboard frame because one of the last kits had so many chipboard frames in it, and I said it so many times. Then I'm adding that little ice cream truck, and to me it looks like it's raining ice cream, which is so cute. And as you can see, I'm going to add that extra piece of ice cream just to the center of the card. And yes, that does take away from the area you have to write in, but I don't think it really matters because it's just adding a little bit of fun. I'm also adding that extra little cafe to the inside. Now for this one, I really liked the way that the birthday cake pattern paper went with the birthday cake ephemera piece, so I went ahead and paired them together. But I didn't want to put the cake directly onto the paper that has the cakes on them because I did not want the ephemera piece to get lost in the background. So I went ahead and made a little, almost like a little platform for it to be on, using a scrap of some other pattern paper and a scrap of cardstock from the kit, and just popping it on. I think this card ended up being one of my favorites from the set of 10 that I used because I'm adding this almost holographic embroidery floss to it, and I think it's just really neat. You'll see how it comes together here, but I've recently started doing some more stitching cards, and the embroidery floss just was on my desk, and I thought, hey, I think that'll look nice on here, so I'm going to add it. And I did. And I just wrapped it around. I didn't even fuss with the bow or anything. And on this little banner here, you can see one dimensional dot there. And I'm going to use some liquid glue on the top corners and let that dimensional dot kind of lift up the banner part so it looks like it's kind of swaying in the breeze, or I don't know, popping up a little bit. And just adding that to the top left corner and adding on this little iguana, which is adorable. And I went ahead with this little frame here and put some white paper behind it. I don't think it was any special paper. I don't even think it was cardstock. It was just some white paper just to cover up the background, so when I put the little ephemera sentiment on, it would not have any stripes behind it. And that is the finished card for that one. And for this one, I used that leaf pattern paper, which I thought was really neat, and a scrap of black cardstock to kind of act as a table or a floor, and the little sentiment of hello, which I feel like you could send to really anyone. And I'm using 3 of the potted plants, and I will adhere them to the card and have one popped up in the center, which I chose as the shortest one to be in the middle, just because it looked right to me. But I mean, I feel like if I would have done something else, it would have been fine too, because it all kind of connects with the pattern paper, but it's what I chose to do on this one. And I considered turning this into a thank you card, but since hello came in the kit, that's what I went with. Now for this one, I'm going to use that pretty cake pattern paper again, with the pattern paper that has a lot of words on it. And this circle that I die cut out was a scrap that I got from, I think it was the December kit that I just had on my desk, and I already had a circle, so I just used it because I thought it looked really nice with the cake, and it has some gold foiling on it, which I love, so I went with that. And after I work on this card, I kind of look at it again and add some little pearls, because I feel like it needed a little something more than just the paper and the ephemera. Now I'm working on card number 10 here, and I'm using some gold embroidery floss to connect my tags together, and glue those right down onto my card with some liquid glue. And I've been using the Barely Art glue still. I do have some art glitter glue still in my stash, but since this one was on my desk, that's what I chose to use. And I'm going to add some of the ephemera leafy flower pieces kind of randomly. I don't know if that's the right word, but I didn't really fuss with where they go because the tag on top is free moving. It didn't really matter to me how it was on there because I knew that it would swing. And I just added 2 little hearts. And that's it for card number 10. Now I will show you the rest of the 44 cards that I made with the kit. And that will be at the end of this video. And I'll just, briefly flip through them. And I'll just have some music on. So if you're not into the music, you can hit mute, and I'll see you in my next video. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching, and if you enjoyed the video, please go ahead and like it, and subscribe for more videos in the future. Thank you. Bye.